Alright, sorry about that everyone. Hopefully it's all good now. As, yeah, I mean we had a few, we're always expecting a few technical issues when it comes to the league. Now Jim Nesto was meant to be here. You know, on the roster we've got, we're trying to get as many casters as possible in, but a lot of people not quite available on a Wednesday night earlier on. So Jim was going to be here. His car broke down. I don't know who's the higher power, whether it's Sonics themselves that have made him bounce off the crossbar or not, but he is not here tonight, so it is just me and you guys having a great evening together, watching some games, talking some great Rocket League. Now, interestingly enough, we're going to start heading over with Cringe Society versus Renegades. First up, you know, it's an exciting one going into what is going to be a tiebreaker weekend for the RLCS, and you know, one team on this weekend will probably, unless both of them come third, fourth kind of thing, will probably end up being ahead of the other going into the major. So this might be a little bit of a teaser of that match, which I'm sure all you guys are excited to see. Hope you're all having a good night. Make sure to go over to Twitter and you know, like and retweet the tweet, get people watching. And I don't know what it is here, but it says I've gone offline on Twitch, so I was going to quickly check with you. It does still say I'm live, so we'll just soldier on that one. I guess Twitch is throwing me off there, but yeah, it's going to be a big match. It's going to be a great tournament. We're currently up to $515 of prize money. So a big effort by everyone involved, a big effort by you guys, the community who've all come in. We've all chipped in a bunch of money to get this crack-a-lackin', to have this be a big tournament, and it's only going to get bigger over the season. And of course, they are playing for a second season as well. So the teams, if you didn't know, the bottom two teams at the end of the season will go into a promotion relegation. The top 5 out of a 6-team league will actually go into a gauntlet finals once we are at the end of this. So obviously a long run. You come last, you have no chance of getting into that prize money whatsoever. The prize money is currently being split between the top 3, with most of it going to first place. And the big thing is that 4th versus 5th match early on will also decide who goes into relegation there. So that'll be interesting to see as well. Down in the second division, there's a couple of streams as well. Make sure to go check out Junior Tins. Go check out Lethal for Life. They've got some really interesting matches, some real doozies as well. I think you have to check out Lethal for Life right now as well, because Southern Stars versus Gaming Gamers, they're both the coach for each of those teams. So I made sure that they were scheduled on. There's going to be some good banter, some good back and forth, as you know, whoever loses that one is not going to live it down, at least for the rest of the evening. But for tonight, we've got the best of the best. We've got Cringe Society versus Renegades. But Renegades struggled a bit against Canberra Havoc last week. You know, there's some luck involved. Canberra Havoc certainly on the rise. Cringe Society, on the other hand, 4-0. The top goal scorers, very few goals against on them as well. Drippe popping off with 2.25 goals per game across the evening. And overall, an absolute magnificent performance from the Cringe Society lads. So coming into this one, they are, you know, coming off a stronger result. But again, when it comes to these guys, it does go day to day. It does go day to day. CJ's in chat as well. He's really warmed up and ready for the series. You can go anytime, by the way, guys. I'm here. I'm ready. You can start whenever you'd like. But yeah, these guys. You know, CJ's in chat saying Canberra goated. They certainly are on the rise, given how they played throughout the qualifiers and made it here. But you know what? It's time to shut up and actually show the game. It is time for the league number 2, week 2. The qualifiers are well and truly past at this point. We are in an area where we're going to find out who the number 1 team is in the league in just a few games. Everything's a best of 7 as well. We'll give you some kind of indicator of how well these teams will go. And in addition, it's always a best of 7 when it comes to the weekend as well. So it is a repeat of that. Already, we've got Renegades holding a front line. Now, when it comes to Cringe Society, they've sort of started a new playstyle, a more steady one, more based on holding the midfield and getting demos, and trying to give Drippe some space, who's been having pop-off moments, and that's a great redirect from Kami. It's not on target. It will get counter-attacked. Drippe not able to get to that one. On the other end, Renegades have also been trialing something new, but also something old. He's going for a much more aggressive playstyle, a much more in-your-face playstyle. You see that coming out from Kami and from CJ with their challenges. That's such a quick turnaround. This reminds me of how BDS have been playing, how Giants have been playing. Up against teams, quick, fast challenges. They catch someone off guard. It's right in front of the net there, and Kami will sink in that first one. But, you know, there were multiple challenges coming out from Renegades. They were not letting Cringe Society have an inch in that game. You even see right there on the backboard, somebody chasing Drippe. I think it was maybe Kami. It's going to be tough for Cringe Society to get too much into this in this first game. They're being put in a position where they're not allowed to play the game they want to. Whether it's going to work out for Renegades or not, it's certainly going to put Cringe Society on edge for the rest of the series. This is the first chance here for Cringe Society as well to make a big play. It's looking to go around. Decker will get the win on that one. It's a tough touch from Kami. Torsos up to it first, but was in a race to the ball against Kami. And that is why the ball goes over the top. Another counter attack. It feels like that is where Cringe Society have to go for now. There's been a miss in front of net. Siki will clean it up. Decker as well. He's been going for a lot more solo plays than we normally expect from Decker. Usually a finishing striker more than anything else. But right now, coming in powerfully in the attack, but maybe not enough to quite open the net. A big save from Torsos will help them out. But Renegades continue their march forward. Rough touch may actually go in the favor of Torsos, except Decker is now in a situation where he has to take down his old teammate Siki. Simple shot on from Kami. Torsos certainly up to the task, and that just means that it was the wrong decision from Kami to go for. Yeah, and that allows Cringe Society now to have the ball at the other end and have some chances of their own. But Cringe Society, they play the corner a lot recently. They've really favoured kind of a more methodical attack that doesn't take too many risks compared to the Cringe Society of old that, you know, led to a lot of overcommits, but also it's been quite predictable for this Renegades defense so far. Another miss from CJ on the backboard, but it kind of goes in Renegades' favor where the defenders or the attackers from Cringe Society had to slow down and had to trust that he was getting the touch. It's interesting to note that Siki is back on the Octane. He's been switching a lot, as maybe not feeling his best as a player in the past, you know, month or so. And when he came to the second regional event, when it came to the grand finals there, he switched to the Dominus to feel like he was playing faster. Doesn't need that right now. He's feeling good. Gets that great shot underneath the defense. Doesn't get much cleaner than that for Siki. Baits out the defender. Gets the flip reset over the top. And puts Renegades 2 goals in the lead for this first game. Looking good for Renegades right now. Haven't really let any opportunities as well come their way. Had a big control of the midfield too. Decker should have a chance, but he's gone high. He's cooked that one. He's not going to be happy with himself. That was certainly scoreable. Looking for that half volley shot, maybe a ground pinch. Ends up just going off. Pretty desperate for a goal right now, Cringe Society. You see them really opting to go hard on the attack. It gave CJ a demo opportunity on Torsos. Won't happen for now as CJ reads the miss. Plays very cleanly, very safely as well on that flick. Kami's back in defense for the pinch. 30 seconds to go if Cringe Society want to get game back in order, but Doesn't seem to be their day. They're going to be a bit of a slow start here. It becomes interesting when it becomes these two teams. I think historically, Cringe Society have been quite slow starters, trying to figure out where their playstyle lies. They seem to be much more consistent with that nowadays. Renegades as well. Exceptionally known as slow starters and coming back in series, but they come off strongly in the beginning of this one. Good signs for Renegades, especially considering how few opportunities they truly gave up to Cringe Society in this one. You can see 5 shots for both teams, but really felt like all the midfield pressure held by Renegades. A pretty clean one in game number 1, but that is Rocket League. You never know how this is going to get turned around on a dime. And we might head over and look a little bit more at Cringe Society this game and see exactly what they can do with this play. It's going to be up to Drippe really to make some big plays as well. We've seen how powerful he can be when he has time on that ball. At the moment they're stuck on defense as Decker gets a bump on CJ, but it's not going to work for now. Drippe has to get up for a very awkward ball, but he's always been absolutely fantastic on that backboard. Really never expecting that one to go wrong. Torsos now will be the player to get on defense. It's actually Drippe, the solo play out of defense, dribbling it, staying calm, getting that past all of the Renegades players. We can see Renegades having very strong counterattacks as well. Top of their midfield challenges that have opened up the net a couple of times and shut down Cringe Society's attacks at the same time. Drippe again, going for the solo play, and it works out beautifully too. Takes out 2 players. CJ actually ending up getting that one across the Torsos at the same time, so Kami has a chance for the corner read. Maybe didn't expect it to go so far, but Siki will be there to back him up. And the first goal again to Renegades. Again, Decker had to really worry. He knows Kami's good at those corner reads. Really, really solid at them. Goes up, but doesn't quite get the read either. Now Renegades in a very commanding position once again, looking to really take down their longest rivals in the region. The games last week were pretty, messy, we'll say, from Renegades. Gotta give the credit to Canberra Havoc on that one as well, with their bumps and their insane saves and counterattacks that they made work against the Renegades roster. Maybe weren't quite expecting it. But we haven't seen too much from Cringe Society that's been super threatening either. I mean, these shots that are coming out, they're not ever in a position that is going to be dangerous in any way. They're never fast enough or on target even half the time. And that one's much better. Torsos coming over the top. And the defenders had to worry about Drippe and what he can do with this ball. Takes it past Siki. Kami and CJ not quite ready for the follow-up immediately, but Torsos certainly on top of that one. So our first goal for Cringe Society, and looking a little better on that play. And they have missed a lot of shots. I've seen Decker miss a couple as well, which is uncharacteristic at best for him. I know he's confident and feeling good when he's starting to hit those top corner. Good pass infield to Renegades, but both of these teams are going to be good at shutting down infield passes. It doesn't matter because the pressure applied from it was enough. It forced the defenders up. Both Torsos and Decker trying to shut down that pass. It ends up going straight back to CJ. He'll get that in every time. So Renegades again taking the advantage. Just putting loads of pressure on the Cringe Society defense, making sure that they can't really make too much of any given play. Decker has faked it underneath, gets the 50. A beautiful solo play from Decker off the kickoff. Played very succinctly against his ex-teammate as well. Fakes a little bit high. Siki plays it as best he could, but Decker has completely got inside his head right there. Will the next kickoff be better for Renegades? It certainly is. It's a kickoff straight to return. It's Siki again, returning the favor. He didn't expect this one, but you know what? Decker just slightly beaten to the punch. The ball ever so minutely moving into the Renegades half, which gives them the advantage on their cheater. He's always going to be first to the ball. And Deka, if he wanted to stop that, may needed to have jumped and just taken a less risky line on that one. Staying on the ground always going to leave you up to chance of having that ball fly into your net. Nowadays as well, with the meta on kickoffs, it's been kind of like this for a very long time. You always have somebody going for boost as well as the cheater, so a little bit of risk involved there. Okay, he's got this one across to Deka. It's a really nice play. It's really thrown the defense off. It's sent two people from Renegades flying, but there's no follow-up. Too much commitments again from Cringe Society in their attack. Maybe too few opportunities really coming for Torsos. Should have that one. You can see it from a mile away. The setup was perfect. He had CJ in defense, completely bamboozled right on that back post. It's a very smart play from Torsos there. This is becoming a real back and forth battle between these two teams. One goal could be the difference. Still 2 minutes remaining. It's been high scoring so far. Two of them kickoff goals are certainly going to lend to a high scoring affair as well. Potential chance for Deka to get the shot on if he was able to just boom that on target, but they'll get away for it this time, Renegades, and even get a chance of their own. Stuck in the midfield, CJ commits. This is the danger of playing very aggressive on those challenges. This is a huge danger when you do that. They left CJ on the defense for a very long time, so Kami on the defense. Couldn't get the follow-up touch there. Deka was very ready for Kami's clear. Cringe Society have the lead. First time in the series that they've got ahead. A goal at the moment. That also might lead to much more confident play coming out from Cringe Society as well. Double commit again out from the defense between Kami and CJ. Certainly unexpected. Siki's just got a huge shot on there. Siki opens up these defenses so well. Deka, a missed touch and a half. Maybe was looking for something a bit more powerful to either get forward or as a pass across that ends up being perfectly in the middle of those two placements. And Siki will thank his ex-teammate again for the pass. Torsos now has a chance off the kickoff. It might just run the entire way. Siki does get back in time. That was very interesting to see as well. A little bit more power on that one. It would have been fine because Siki had moved forward off that boost. Made it more difficult for him to get back in time. CJ's flicked it over the top. He's been looking to slow down the ball a lot recently. He's been very effective with it in the attack, but I do question if he's starting to become predictable if he does it too many times in defense as well. So he's moved that up to Kami. Slow play up the middle of the pitch, and they know it's not a counter-attack, but that's almost it. In fact, it's going to go in. No, Trippe gets the save just on the line. They hold out for now. Cringe Society very heavily tested there, but passing with, I'd say, a C grade. Maybe not the cleanest defense of all, but it was enough. There was good backup. Trippe always had Deka if he got beaten in that play. One last play here for Cringe Society. It's a rough touch from Siki, but he does recover on the back wall. Siki again might have a chance. He knows that he has low boost. CJ was sent up with him because of that. With the ground, we have overtime against the two titans of OCE. The two at the top, the two best, standing far front of everybody else, with a chance to put themselves ahead in the league as well. You have to think that one of these two teams is going to end up in that first place in the gauntlet. We'll be straight into the grand final in the gauntlet, and we'll have a huge advantage. Not just being in the grand final for the sake of only having to beat one team to win it all, but also the fact that if you are in the grand final, you're guaranteed prize money. And there's a significant amount of prize money shared between first and second place. 90% goes between those two teams. It's an important thing, because if you end up in that second seed, you may only get that 10% that's remaining. This is a good play here from Deka. He's really opened up the pitch now for Torsos, potentially not the play for him. Just the first touch that goes too far. Kami's missed that as well, and Drippe has read it. Torsos is up. Torsos has got the angle, the extreme angle to get the game. And that is a beautiful counter play from Drippe up to the tag team partner, dunked from the top rope. Fantastic game number 2 for Cringe Society. They've tied up the series. They've brought this to a great game. It is expected to go the distance, of course, between these two teams. It's not expected for it to be a 9-goal game. That is the surprise in its own right. Not really going to see these two teams let that many chances in the defense, but I think Renegades, especially of late, have been going by the philosophy that they can always score more goals than their opponent. Seems that that was not true in the last one, because you never know when Torsos is going to make a big play. I don't even think they respect his ability to make that angle as well, and you always have to if you've got a mechanical player like Torsos on the pitch. CJ's hit the backboard here. May have a double tap. It's actually brought in by his teammate Siki. There's a counter-attack the other way. Kami has to do everything himself here. We'll give time for CJ to get back. Manages to make the clear. Kami is lurking in this corner. He's been playing far forward a few times now. Some demos in the midfield. Potentially actually helping out with his attack now for Cringe Society. Big flick from Drippe. He'll open the scoreboard, but not known for his individual dribbling of late. Bringing that back into his repertoire. Taking out Kami as well. Great start here for Cringe Society. Was game 1. Just a bit of a lull. Were they napping a little bit? Needed to get started here. CJ has got the flip reset. It is pulled out. A miss there from Siki. Accuracy's been playing in him for a while there, but he's definitely always been tested against Cringe Society when it comes to his shot placement. Against Cringe Society, Renegades have struggled to not hit the crossbar, and the same in reverse. They're always putting a shot on. It's a bit more difficult than they'd normally go for in order to try and beat out that defense. The story continues. Neither of these teams ever want to lose to each other. Both of them want to prove that they're at the top right now. Each of them are one tournament win each in RLCS. So on equal points, equal standings, the top of the table. And at the moment, Society lost the last one. So they have more to prove right now, I'd say, than Renegades. Big demo here from Kami. It's up to Decker to make that play stop. He does very well, though Kami does continue it on. Torsos with the challenges now, and you see a bit more midfield control coming out for Cringe Society than what we saw earlier on in the series. A bit less challenges going in the favor of Renegades. Maybe Renegades have bitten off a little more they can chew in that regard too, as the last few times they've gone for some of these sneaky and fast-paced challenges that the defenders aren't expecting. They've kind of taken themselves out of the play at the same time. Some better decision-making on those plays. Either going a little bit earlier or holding off. Making that decision early is going to be key for them in order to not overcommit and to take out the defenders of Cringe Society, but still seeing Cringe Society get plenty of control on the play. That's a good shot, but just blocked out again by Renegades. The counter-attack, no, CJ! A big missed touch. Didn't have much boost and just jumped off the wrong line. Wanted to get more behind that ball on his original jump, but not enough boost to really correct the trajectory. It's leaving them in a very difficult position for sure. Kami now, very difficult save. Manages to do it against two lurking players, both Decker and Drippe. A real thorn in Kami's side there, but played it patient. Kept his nerves. More players here up against the backboard aren't quite working out. Kami now in a defensive situation. He has to try and take someone out of the play again. CJ looking for the flip reset. No, he goes to the air dribble. He fakes it out. The defenders think he's going low. Gets the extra touch above him. And that's a beautiful play from CJ. He's been stepping up of late in terms of his goal scoring chances. He's managed it here as well. He's tied up this game. Game number 3, a crucial one. It is a best of 7, so it's not going to be impossible to come back, of course, but you always want that advantage as much as possible in the early stages of a match. He's looked to get on the attack a few times here. Hasn't really tested the defense too much. I'd say Torsos and Drippe, the two major contenders there, but this goal seemed a little too easy. Drippe got bumped and no one on Cringe Society was expecting that. That is why it seemed a bit free and a bit open there. Renegades, you can kind of see the butterfly effect. One bump in the midfield, one challenge can always lead to a goal, can always shut down a play at the same time. Now the onus again on Cringe Society, slowing it down. Torsos is not worried at the moment, taking his time. They've got plenty of room here to make this comeback. CJ has got the clear across to Kami, but it is a complete breakaway here. It's up to Decker, down to Drippe, more bumps coming out. CJ takes out 2 out of 3 of the opponents, and that's a huge free flip from Kami. He's part of the gang. He's put on his headband. Very nice to see as well. Getting that power out of that, the speed, the momentum. 151 kilometers an hour as well, off the defender. Doesn't get much faster than that, but of course it is helped by the Cringe Society defense. 3-1 now for Renegades. You have to say that they have this game in the bag. Very unlikely for Renegades to be able to drop this one, considering how they've been able to hold on to even a 1-goal lead in the past, even against Cringe Society. It'll be another play forward, but for now, Cringe Society are not going to have a chance to even get a single goal as they get stuck in their own defense. Renegades takes game number 3 as well. There's a best of 7, a long way to go. 2 more wins is all you need, but that is a lot of wins against a team like Cringe Society. It's nice to see CJ consistently at the top of that scoreboard with his goal-scoring performances as well. He's able to continue. He's providing some consistency here for the Renegades offense. Always been the player, I'd say, for Renegades to be a bit of a firecracker, to open up that net, make plays, and not too worry too much, knowing that his 2 teammates can cover him. The same in return for Torsos on the other end. For the moment, CJ is winning out that battle to slide him out. CJ again. So clear away. Siki and Kami have double committed for that one. Both of them looking for a real front post position on that play, getting nice and aggressive on the ball. Cringe Society still having a chance here. CJ has to get out, beats out Decker. Should be a counterattack, but Kami's mistouched it again. Misread it from the wall. Will Decker be able to lurk here and get this one? It's been a rough touch from CJ. Rippe's come in, but CJ bails them out at the same time. Recovers. Now is a chance for Siki, with Torsos up to make the save. It's still a difficult position right now if you're Cringe Society. Thankfully for them, CJ had 0 boost to make anything of that attack. You can see why it's difficult. Drippe was on low boost. He's timed that boost take to perfection as well. But even still, to get that one out, had to use another 100 boost. Boost stolen in the corner there. CJ looking for a play of his own. Actually goes for a soft one down to Siki. Good communication, obviously, because you're not often expecting your teammate to be just underneath you on that play. May have looked for a pass at another opportunity. This one goes high. Kami wants to make something of it, but the defense still has to hold. Defense holds very well with Kami staying up on that backboard. Now it's Torsos with a chance to take this one away. It'll be Drippe instead. Goes to the solo, goes to the dribble, loses it very quickly, but it will go straight to Torsos. He put enough pressure on the Renegades. Drew out a mistouch. And a soft clear as well. Now Decker will have his chance for a shot. It's softer than he wanted as well. So the accuracy, the striking coming out from Decker today has not been up to his normal standard. Even still, Cringe Society have been making it work. It's not necessarily about how well you play as an individual on the pitch. It's how well you can work together as a team. But that is a bad bait from Torsos and Drippe, both expecting that each other would have the ball. Brilliant pass back, but Drippe not ready for it either. Maybe not enough boost to get in front of that ball and get that redirect. It's CJ just keeping the defense from Cringe Society in harm's way. Now it's Drippe. He's looking for the frip resets. His teammate went up as a counter-attack. Now Kami, a shot. It goes wide. It's opened it up for Siki. It wasn't a shot after all. It was the biggest debate of all time. The defense thinking that that's going to be on. Torsos just has to go up, try and read that one as it came off that right wall. Renegades looking very strong here early on in the league. Round number 2. They could be going ahead of their opponents 2-0. Taking down Cringe Society along the way. A kickoff goal for CJ will certainly help them out here. CJ finds a bit of an open net as Torsos still returning from that boost, and great placement from CJ in the right-hand side. Make sure that Torsos had no chance on the save. Kickoffs has been highly contentious as well between these two teams. Taking turns back and forth, and who'll really get advantage on it. This time it was Cringe Society after that one was essentially a kickoff goal. Drippe may have been able to get that on, but Kami just with the edge of his car. A little inch of it. And that's a big one from Decker. Kami takes that one away from Drippe because I think Drippe could really commit. He was third man. Didn't want to take the risk. They've still got time. I guess they're not panicking too much. Cringe Society now is struggling to get that one clear. Good read from Decker, but no one there to receive. In fact, it's going to be first over to Kami, who's taking it down to Siki. And you see these follow-up touches from Renegades. Just playing nice and close off each other, knowing where the touches are going to go. It's made a bit of a difference here over the top of Cringe Society, whose maybe touches have been good and fast, but not to each other. It's given Renegades a few more chances, a few more plays on the possession. And that'll put them in a very solid spot here. Shutting out Cringe Society, not easy. They have a very strong attack, and they've had the highest demo count as a team across this competition so far. Just counting last week, of course, only in the round robin against other top 16. So against Fury, they really were a team looking for a lot of demos. Now it's all up to Renegades to become the leaders in that, because they've been going for plenty of demos as compared to everyone else so far. Decker will get one back on the board. Over 30 seconds left. That is all she wrote for game number 4. And after what looked like it would be a very close series, some close first games, starting to get away from Cringe Society. Siki attempted that bump there. Would have been nice to see. Will be a counter-attack, but not a counter-attack goal. Cringe Society go back to the drawing board as Renegades on match point. And not just that, but 3 match points in a row, potentially. As Cringe Society may have a goal here. They do get one on the board, right on that 0-second mark. At least put something in for their play, for their efforts. Renegades going out very far ahead here. Really looking quite dominant in these last couple of games as well. Just in their control of the possession. And it seems a lot more controlled overall. Renegades not quite leaping for as many quick plays, overcommitting in the midfield or anything like that. Just getting some better touches overall and finding ways to put the test onto Cringe Society. The midfield being wholly contested between these two teams at all times. You're always kind of expecting these two teams to be controlling the midfield against anyone. But maybe not quite working as well for Cringe Society. No! Torsos hits the post as well. Decker could have had that one. It was a tough read for Torsos as it bounced off the post. That's devastating. You don't want to see that early on for Cringe Society. Has a chance to really get a kickstart in this game. Especially with the goal scoring being low in the last two. CJ now finding Siki. Have another chance on this one, CJ. Flicks it over one, but goes in favor of Drippe. And this one's just maybe going straight into the net. That looked awkward for the defenders. I don't know if they knew exactly what was going on with this touch. Kami not going up. Neither was Siki. No one quite ready for it. And in the end, Drippe was circling. He was waiting and hoping that that one would be a miss. He saw how awkward the defenders looked for sure. Quite happy to get that goal. So even though Decker and Torsos couldn't capitalize on the first opportunity, they get one there. We'll see what they play like when they're in the lead, because they only had the one lead at the end of game 2. And since then, been behind for most of the series. There's a different mentality when you're behind in goals and trying to make a goal happen. It's when you can just feel a bit more comfortable, play a bit more of a controlling game yourself. That might have been why Renegades have had more control, just not felt like they need to score goals. So CJ's always looking for goals, every single time, no matter what. Even if it's almost overtime. And that is a huge shot, ladies and gentlemen. Kami, normally you think it's Siki for these big bangs, but Kami has absolutely sniped this top corner. Crossbar, post, in. Maybe praying to Sonics as well in that play, hoping that that one would bounce in his favor. And it certainly does. CJ goes to the fake. And, oh no, pinball with the defense. He's calculated every angle here. Torsos was just rushing back to net. It's ended up in such an awkward spot for Torsos. Unavoidable. And still so disappointing at the same time. After just being in the lead, Cringe Society now find themselves down, but a very quick kickoff goal again by Decker. Put them right back in there. Decker's slowed down this touch. Put Siki in an awkward spot and found an incredible angle right above that backboard. Goes deep in the net there. You love to see it. Maybe hate to see the kickoff goals, but they do happen. Maybe if Siki had a bit more boost there, he could have gone for the demo on Drippe. Was floating towards the Cringe Society net. A bump on the backboard. Could open that up for CJ. He's gone high. Even still, Decker was worried about the shot itself and had pre-jumped for the save, so Cringe Society will still be stuck on defense for a while. Torsos will be low on boost here. In fact, managed to find some as he's got 0 now. Kami, a big counterattack. It's all on Decker. You can see both Kami and Siki circling again, trying to get in that offense, trying to make sure that the play happens, and then they back off. CJ, he's playing that back to the back corner, giving his team some time to settle. That's a tough one. That's a good one, though. Torsos got caught a little bit in front of the ball here, a little bit in front of the play. A tough read off that top corner, but he still beats out Siki all the same and gets Cringe Society back in the lead. So a real back and forth game here. It's been incredibly difficult for anyone to truly get ahead for any amount of time, as another kickoff goal happens to reverse Decker's kickoff goal from earlier. That's what, 6 kickoff goals of the series so far? You're not expecting that from 2 top quality teams. If either one of them starts, I guess, taking advantage on these kickoffs or stopping the goals from happening on their own net while continuing to get kickoff goals of their own, that's the major point of contention, of course. You could go more defensive on the kickoff, but at the moment it's been pretty back and forth and evenly traded in terms of kickoff goal. No one getting the advantage. Maybe everybody wants to keep it that way. Just move that forward brilliantly across two. He's got a pass into Drip Bay. CJ should recover, and he does. It was going to be tough. It was always up to CJ. Siki now has the dribble, gets it past one. Decker is there, but it's bounced off the Cringe Society defender again. Never in the right place at the right time, these guys. They've been caught out a few times in front of that net, and one time going towards the goal. CJ, huge flick. Drippe didn't have much boost, but he was also very confident in his decision that that was going to bounce off the crossbar and come out. Minute remaining. Pretty tense here for Cringe Society because they have to get the win. They can't afford a loss. Renegades will be happy to come out with a 4-1 result. So that's a huge miss. Oh, that's devastating here. I have to go and look a little bit closer. Drippe does not read the clear whatsoever. Trying to get up to that one early, but was miles away. You can see from CJ's angle, he was certainly happy to keep going for that one. Knew that that wasn't going to get touched by Drippe and played it cool as a cucumber. (4-1) here would be the dressing on that salad, of course. Sure, they'd be happy with any kind of win. You know, Canberra Havoc last week, they went to Game 7, but that's a huge torsos. Oh, the flip reset. So calm, so controlled, and so much power. No way the defender was reading that one. Kami didn't even jump. And Torsos single-handedly dragging them back in. Maybe we need to see a bit more from Drippe. We've had plenty of plays coming out from Torsos. Maybe more harkening back to his old play style where he went for a lot of solo plays. And now it's Decker and Drippe linking up to get them back in the lead. It's been leapfrog, back and forth all game. Cringe Society take the lead. Then Renegades get 2. Cringe Society get 2. Renegades get 2. And now Cringe 2 in a row. Keep jumping back and forth ahead of each other. As soon as I think that maybe the series is going to end, Cringe Society bring it back. As soon as I think that Cringe Society are coming back, well, Renegades look to end it. "20 seconds left. 20 seconds for Renegades to clinch this spot, but the way Cringe Society have been playing, been getting some fantastic goals. Maybe needing to make some bigger plays than you'd really hope, but they're building the space for themselves and for each other to make those plays happen. So I think that it is going to be repeated through the rest of this series. Being able to find ways to score goals from almost nothing. Now we head towards game number 6. Potential for a game number 7. With Cringe Society getting the last 2 goals there. Spectacular goals too. Nobody scores better goals than Cringe Society, they say in the debate. And it's likely true when you come to how you see Renegades goals. Sure, CJ's had some big plays, but for the most part, they're looking for some consistent opening up of the nets. Some big shots, but nothing truly spectacular at most times. A great couple of plays, of course, from Siki earlier on in the series as well. And that one's been opened up. That should be on, but it's soft there from Kami, and that'll be cleared out. Kami, maybe not quite enough boost to quite get around that ball and get the power on. Hurts to lose a goal against Cringe Society. You've had some high-scoring games in the last one and game number 2 as well. So I'm sure they'll have more opportunities. But that kind of goal would have been a huge example of what I was talking about. Not trying to do anything spectacular, just trying to make the plays, hold the midfield line, get some demos, and open up the net rather than opening it up with a big creative play like we've seen from Torsos, like we saw from Decker and Drippe at the end of that one as well. Now Drippe, he's found Decker. This is a tough one to save. Decker up so quickly off the quarter, reads that so well. And that forced Siki into such a difficult position too. He's up there so fast. Siki didn't know how far across he really had to get. Respected that top corner shot, of course. And Society, are they trying to find this game 7? It seems likely. Splay's going to spill out into the midfield and go, of course, over to Drippe. He's enjoyed going for, some solo air dribbles down the middle of the pitch. Especially when you consider he's got some flip resets in the arsenal as well, but also some big carries where he's able to get that ball extremely high and up and over the defenders at any point in time. Now CJ up quickly, has a chance at a double here, but Torsos shuts it down and gets the follow-up touch. Very important. It was a screaming Kami trying to make the play happen before Torsos could recover, but Torsos probably the quickest recoveries in OCE. CJ as well, maybe amongst them. Of course, all of these players, part of the reason that they are separated is just how quickly they can recover from a play. But I think Torsos has honed that a lot in the 1v1 scene. So now Drippe, he's gotten it past 2. Actually didn't in the end because he slowed the play down and Siki had time to get in. And now you see the defense for Renegades just chilling out a bit, getting into nice positions. Kami over to CJ. Has found that midfield player. Big demo. Is that just going to roll in? It is! A demo on the third man. And it does not bode well when that kind of play happens. Decker was up for a big hit, maybe a goal of his own, and all of a sudden completely deleted off the pitch, out of harm's way. So what can Cringe Society do with this one? It's still a tied game. Still plenty of opportunity for Cringe Society to take it to game number 7. Spilling out in the midfield, but that's open! No! Torsos! He had the open net there as well. Shot accuracy being a little bit low for both these teams so far today. That's a good play. That's a nice play. Easy as it could be. No shot accuracy needed. Decker faking off the wall. Drippe beating out one. Siki has missed that one, thinking that that one was going in as well. So Cringe Society get the lead again. Haven't seen any kickoff goals since earlier, and that's a touch that's going to go straight to Drippe. He's going to say thank you for having a chance of his own. Torsos up to that one. You have to stop him. You have to get to that before it hits the backboard. And Torsos is going in. Renegades managed to do it this time, but now Drippe should be lurking for this demo. He's got Siki in his sights. He's actually going for the redirect instead. Torsos trusting Drippe to do it, but so were the Renegades defenders. Torsos is looking for a touch up to his teammate on the backboard. A potential counter-attack play as Siki booms that high against that back wall. They slowed that one down. It hasn't worked out too well, but shot's not on target again. Torsos solo around as Red Siki, and maybe this is where we see a potential return of Renegades overcommitting as they are goal down and they really want to make this play happen. Seen a couple of challengers go a bit too aggressive here in his final minute of the game. And as they are down, that's a valuable demo to get on Torsos. It's opened it up. That's a shot on target. Maybe a little fortune there for Kami, but he'll certainly take it. Actually, Siki, as he was going just for a 50, and takes Torsos out of the play instead. That sent all of Cringe Society into a panic at that front post. Caught out a bit there. All 3 players in the same position. Torsos now, what can he do? He's shut down quickly by CJ. They don't want to give him room to breathe. That was a major problem on that first regional event. They gave Cringe Society a lot of room to make plays. It's a delicate balance, though, when it comes to Renegades, because they could also overcommit at the same time. Solid shot on, a big demo from Kami. Unfortunate follow-up touch from him. So now Decker returns it on Kami. Plenty of bumps coming out from Renegades. Almost 3 in the same play. Flick over from Siki. Get this one into center. This is dangerous. The Decker holds it out. Some close plays here. It was right in front of net, but there's not going to be a 0-second goal. We have overtime with so much on the line here. A game 7 or a 4-2. Cringe Society have really looked comfortable at the end of this series, but Drippe misses that one. Does get the follow-up. Actually, probably ends up slightly more favorable because it drew in the defenders or the attackers even from Renegades. Decker now has found a huge dunk. That's just on target. Oh, Decker was just going. He didn't know what he was really looking for there, but he's in the right position. The Renegades defenders needed to not hit that up into him. Oh, that's not the way you want to end the game 6, but it does get us into a game 7. A chance now for Cringe Society to make a 3-game comeback. It was 3-1 against them. Now it is tied up at 3 apiece. So we always expected it to be close between these two teams. Did we expect a game 7? Maybe. Did we expect very close games? Yes. And for the most part, they have delivered. Even when they're high scoring, they've stayed within 1 goal. All but 1 game, if I recall. One where Renegades got a 3-1. Early goal here will make a huge difference. Cringe Society have had the early goal in the last 2, and it's worked out well for them. So if Renegades can maybe get an early lead here, I'll be pretty happy. At least content that they won't have to try too hard to bring this one back. Sort of open there, but CJ was not playing close. Maybe a little bit less risky in this final game 7. And again, kind of seeing the Renegades players play a bit further back than we'd normally expect, a bit less ready to challenge. Decker is challenging Siki from an awkward angle, and it's made him question his existence a few times here. Players coming out from the middle of nowhere. Siki, a big shot on. It's hit the roof. Kami could make this work. He's found it in, but what a save by Torsos. Is it going to be another huge dive from Decker? They hold on. That was 2 incredible saves in a row, maybe 3 if you count that first one. And Renegades failing to get past this huge defense. They did everything they could. Now it's Kami with a potential another one. It's actually Siki instead, and they do get this one. A miss here from Kami. But Kami is known for these huge angles. It was also looking like a ghost touch at the same time. So that is probably why the defenders committed so hard into that defense and end up going out to Siki instead. So the first goal does go to Renegades, despite the big defensive play that happened in front of the Cringe Society net. The Cringe Society have been making comebacks left, right, and center, expecting them to get the next goal. I don't think anyone's come back from a 2-goal deficit at any point in time. Another big save from Decker this time. It's going to hold Cringe Society well within this game. CJ looking to dunk Decker the way that Decker dunks them. Say that is a bit of a tongue twister a few times. It's not too easy to get that one out. Now you see Renegade starting the chokehold. Playing a little further away and just making sure to keep this ball in. CJ, though, going too hard on that one. Very little chance of success there, but he will be back in time to actually get a touch. And that one's going towards the net. Is it just in? No, Torsos on the line was back in time and he's turned that around. Torsos hits the wall, but no threatening plays yet from Cringe Society. Be more worried about the defense for now, with Renegades piling on some pressure, stealing away boost. But I think there's opportunities for counterattacks. That'll be Cringe Society's opening. If they can get Renegades to go in too hard like they have been, There is a play there, but you always have to worry because Renegades, if you give them room on the defense as well, if you are so focused on the counter attack, you might just open up your net. I've seen so many diving saves from Cringe Society, and those are always the most difficult to get out of defense with. It's the solid challenges, the defensive clears to each other that typically work the best, but they don't happen when you're diving across the net. CJ doesn't go for the dive that time, fakes it out. It's in front of net. CJ with a huge own goal. Every single time you see CJ near the ball in this situation, you just know. You know he's going to put that on target. Absolutely beautiful. Even looks like he gets an extra touch right on the line. Mwah. To perfection. Now we might have ourselves a Game 7 overtime, courtesy of Cameron Johns. Of course, he was put under the pump by Torsos, but it doesn't excuse the fact that it was an own goal either way. Now Siki has to be up quick to that one. It's another tough one from Torsos. He hasn't found the net. Siki has room to get some boost and take the ball as well. Kami will back off, give him room. CJ's coming in. Bumps Siki, and now again, there is an imposter in our midst. And it seems to be CJ going for the own goal, going for the bump on Siki. I know they were trying to get the pinch and it just didn't work out, but still. CJ's going to need to find a little bit more coming in here as we head towards a potential Game 7 overtime. CJ's got to get up to this one quickly. He gets the 50. Decker gets the touch as well. They want to get this in regulation, but so do Renegades. Renegades may get that one in, but it's another fantastic save from Drippe. Just on the line, just on the crossbar. He holds that one out. An important diving save again from him, and that's what we talked about earlier. Drippe is so good at those saves right in front of the net, right up above the crossbar where it's a difficult read to make. Has always been good at those. CJ's got this one down. Can Siki make the 0-second play? Can they make it work? It's an extra touch from Siki. It rolled in front of net. The Torsos takes that one away. Kami keeps it up. CJ has a potential pass into mid, but it goes to the ground, and Game 7 overtime is on the cards. Both of these teams keeping this one incredibly close. CJ making sure that we had a real show here. Torsos now looking to make a big play. Off the roof, and that one, it just goes straight past CJ. Decker will get that one in, but it's off Torsos from the roof. Finds that net. CJ just didn't have the boost. And so after a hard-fought series, Cringe Society claw it back 3 games in a row. They take the advantage. They put themselves in a fantastic position as well as they head towards RLCS Regional Event 3, which will obviously be the big one for them. This might be some confidence here for Cringe Society and a tell-all for you guys to know just how close these guys really are. Incredible back-and-forth series. Doesn't really ever get closer than that. And of course it would lead to a Game 7 overtime. But, of course, with a fantastic series, that's only the beginning of the league for tonight. We have 2 more matches to go. 2 more big best of 7s. Ground Zero versus Fury is going to be coming up next. So make sure you guys stay tuned.